Johnny, get your gun, get your gun, get your gun. Take it on the run, on the run, on the run. Hear them calling you.
Hello, and welcome back to Frontline Rejects. Today we're continuing our series on expansion testing. And the round that we'll be testing today is Sierra's 140 grain Tipped GameKing, chambered in 270 Win short mag. Now this is a controlled expansion, non-bonded bullet, and we've got them loaded up to just around 3100 FPS. We'll be testing from 100 to 500 yards, and of course all rounds will be fired through our Winchester Model 70. As always, make sure you stick around to the end of the video, where we get into the best part, the graphing. And please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Also, if you have comments or requests for particular bullets you'd like us to test in the future, feel free to drop those in the comments section below. So looking at our picture here of all ranges fired, it's pretty apparent to see that these rounds came apart pretty catastrophically at almost all ranges, which is not unexpected from a non-bonded core bullet, which is traveling just shy of 3,100 feet per second. At the 100, we can see that the jacket peeled back almost perfectly on all sides, and we had good mushrooming from the lead core, although the lead core did become separated from the jacket. At the 200, we can see that the core basically exploded upon impact. We were able to recover a decent number of fragments, but not a whole lot. At the 300, we had pretty standard expansion from the jacket with separation and splitting of the core. The 400 was much the same, perhaps a little bit less peeling from the jacket at this range. And finally, at the 500, results very similar to that of the 4. The core came loose from the jacket and split. So looking at our graph here now, we can see what on paper does appear to be pretty impressive results as far as expansion goes. We had a low of 2.06 times original size and a high of 2.84 times original size, to give us an average expansion of around 2.45 times the original size. But it is important to remember that these measurements are taken of the widest part of the jacket, and the jacket deposited the lead core from these bullets and then stopped pretty quickly in the second jug or so. What I think is a bit more representative of our actual results and shows a better picture in the data really is the weight retention graph. We can see that the weight retention graph is just all over the place. You know, at the low we retained 62 grains, and at the high 109.5 grains. Of course, that low at 200 is from when we had that core basically turned to dust on us. With average weight retention at 58%, we had a pretty high weight standard deviation, which I don't think is unexpected, really. And at the end of the day, the expansion values were also pretty drastic. They weren't consistent. It isn't the kind of consistency that you really see from a bonded core or, in many cases, a monolithic bullet. So the question is, with a non-bonded core bullet like this, or like the Nosler Ballistic tip, what application do they really have as far as hunting goes in such a high velocity rifle like the 270 WSM? Now, in my opinion, these rounds are still very useful. In a high velocity platform like this, I think that they are fantastic rounds for deer. I think on an animal kill, you'd likely see the round explode and do a massive amount of soft tissue trauma. But again, you're not going to get the deep penetration that you really need for heavily armored game like bear or elk. Another feature that does make these rounds appealing to me is that Sierra offers a 140 grain hollow point boat tail Match King as well. And if you're a hand loader and you plan on using the 140 grain Tipped GameKing, you could easily switch between a hollow point boat tail Match King or a tipped Match King for your practice ammunition, and then quickly switch to a tipped GameKing for your hunting ammunition, and you shouldn't really have to adjust for any impact shift. So you have very convenient practice ammo and hunting ammo. Now, personally, I would not have a problem using these rounds on deer. I think these are very interesting test results, and I'm looking forward to the next round that we have lined up to test. If you have a different experience with these rounds, or you'd like to chime in and comment, please feel free to do so in the comment section below. And of course, like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.